This week, Kellen and I step into the desert high country, where elk roam like Jurassic giants. As we take on our first mule deer hunt, it's hot, it's rugged, and water is almost non-existent. Long hikes, big country, and no guarantees. We're chasing mule deer, and that's exactly why we're here. Wow, that's pretty freaking awesome, man, for the very first stalk on a mule deer.
Well, it's opening morning. We've been up here for a couple hours. We finally spotted our first 2 mule deer buck. We spooked 3 goose deer on the way in this morning, but I don't know how many elk have we seen this morning. Probably 10.
Yeah, probably. We've seen 8 bulls.
We've seen 8 bulls in total, and I would say 5 of them over 300 plus. So I'd say we're in good country.
See the mule deer doe, right? About 100 yards back.
Yeah. We were out here a couple weeks ago scouting, and we spotted 2 bucks on this saddle that we're in. So we made it a point to come up here to try and relocate those deer. And I don't know if these are the same deer or not, but we finally found a couple deer. We're gonna sit here and watch them for a little bit and see if we can put them to bed, see if they're in a place to make a move on them. One of the bucks is pretty small. He's probably a very small 3x3, really just a 2x2. And the other one is a 4x3, maybe just a 4x2. His forks are pretty small. Neither one of them are just super impressive, but they're deer none the least. I'd definitely shoot the bigger one of the 2. I think Kellen will too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no first day passes out here. We were out here for 3 days, 2 weeks ago, and outside of the 2 deer we saw from about 2 miles away, we didn't see another buck. We saw quite a few does, but so the deer density is very low out here from what we've seen so far. Does ended up slowing us down this morning, and when those bucks fed below us, we weren't able to see them. So we went off the backside of the ridge we were on, and we're going to go down a little lower and try and pop back up. Well, on our way down, we ran into a couple does, and we ended up having to just sit on our hands, just waiting for them to feed past us, and they finally did. And by the time we were able to hop over those bucks were already gone or bedded, one of the 2, so we backed out, kind of regrouped, and now we're on a different knob. He's looking kind of back down where those bucks were this morning, hoping to relocate them, and I'm on the other side, and we're hoping to find something this evening to get on. Well, I'd say it's safe to say that these deer have got our number. We had them located before we headed over here, and it took us maybe 15 minutes to get around to this side. And by the time we made it over here, they were long gone, and we haven't seen them since. We've been over here for about an hour, probably. We saw another buck down there, but it wasn't in either of those 2, and it was just a spike, so even if we did see him sometime this evening, we wouldn't have any time to make a move on them. It's getting too dark. We've probably got 15 minutes slept to shooting light, so we'll be back up here first thing in the morning to make a play, hopefully.
Well, instead of hunting this morning, we decided to pack up camp and move. We had about a mile and a half, about an 800-foot climb to where we were having to get to the ridge to hunt those deer, so we decided to make it a little easier on ourselves. Now we're probably a quarter mile and about a 300-foot climb just on the backside of the ridge. So we're gonna get camp set up. It's about lunchtime. We are gonna hunt this evening, probably tomorrow morning too, before we're gonna probably run out of water and food. So we'll have to head back to the pickup to reset. So that's the plan for today, and hopefully we can get on some deer this afternoon. Those bucks again for the third day in a row. They're kind of on a giant open face slope, and there's not a whole lot we can do where they're at, but we're kind of dropping down.
They drop down in the trees where I said we need them to drop down into.
Yeah, but they're still too high. We're hoping they'll go a little lower, and we can drop down below this saddle and maybe get in behind them and make a play, but we're kind of at their mercy right now. We think the deer are in those patch of trees. We're not sure. We're probably 400 yards. Unless they feed down a little farther, I don't think we're going to be able to do much, and the wind's not the greatest. It's kind of a crosswind. It's really pretty swirly up here, so it's going to have to be a pretty good play to get in close, I got a feeling. Well, we got to about 200 yards from them, kind of to where the point we were wanting to get to, and the deer just fed the wrong way. They fed out into this meadow right below us last night, and they decided to feed up the ridge the opposite direction. So, deer being deer, they do the opposite of what you think they're going to do. But we found them in this basin the last 3 days, so we're hoping to do it for a fourth tomorrow morning, and hopefully we can put them in a good bed that's halfway stock mule. So far they haven't given us much to play with, but we're just waiting for them to screw up at this point. We've got a short hike back to camp, and hopefully we should be up here in the morning, so see you tomorrow.
I was going the wrong way.
You gotta be smarter than the object you're using.
Well, we are 4 for 4 on finding those deer. We spotted them about 11 o'clock this morning, and they finally bedded down in a pretty thick spot. But we can probably get pretty close and either get them while they're in bed, or hopefully they'll get up and feed at some point, or maybe move beds. They're probably about 500 yards below us, so we're gonna go around the ridge that we're on, and then just sneak in as close as we can and hopefully get on them.
bigger buck. Ended up getting up and switching beds. But now we got both of them underneath the same tree. So I'm swinging around the backside right now. They're gonna come in. They're at pretty much the point of this finger ridge that they're on. So I'm gonna get up high on that finger ridge and come in from the top. Hopefully they're still better when we get there. Killen's sitting up top, gonna send me some hand signals. So we're gonna try and sneak in on them. Let's go, baby. We're probably inside of 200 yards. The deer just passed that cedar tree right there. Let's check with Cal and see where he's at.
Now. I don't know, he's got to be 10, 15 yards from me. Blew out. I wonder if he shot.
Dang it. No. No. 15 yards. 15 yards. Dadgummit. Well, it was a failed stalk, but wow, it's pretty dang awesome. Snuck into about, I was 25 yards for a long time, and they were just, the trees they were in were, really had zero openings except for one side. I was like, I'll just wait it out. Well, the thing of wind for the last 20 minutes just was literally at my back and angled right at him. It wasn't right to him. It like switched as soon as we got down there. It was just like it was swirling the whole time. Right there where we were at. I just made the decision to creep around that corner. And I was there. I needed one more foot. He was bedded. I could have shot him in his bed. But he saw me before I could get around that last branch. And they all three jetted. So, it's a failed stalk. But wow, that's pretty freaking awesome, man, for the very first stalk on a mule deer. I'm not gonna complain about it one bit. You can't score on your first try, right? That'd be cheating. You gotta fail a few times. We'll get him next time, though.
We do this because we love it. We love the challenge, the mountains, and the ruggedness. There's something about the desert that's both unforgiving and unbelievably beautiful. This was our first ever desert mule deer hunt, and it taught us a lot. We quickly realized that the biggest challenge wasn't the hiking or the steep country, it was the lack of water. In a place where every drop matters, finding water can be the deciding difference. We hunted hard for the next 2 days, but never got another opportunity. In the end, we came home with a big bowl of tag soup. But honestly, I don't see this hunt as a failure. We came home with lessons. The first lesson we learned, that on a desert mule deer hunt, spend as much time scouting for water as you scout for deer. Packing 3 or 4 days worth of water on our backs added weight to every step. It wore us down and made it much harder to stay mobile. Second, don't put all your eggs in one basket. We invested a lot in one area, and when it didn't work out, we had to play catch up and try and find other deer. Third goes right along with 1 and 2, stay mobile. If the area isn't producing, don't be afraid to make a move. New country can bring new opportunities. After busting those deer, we should have moved on and tried to find other deer instead of trying to relocate those same 2 bucks. We didn't fill a tag, but we gained something that's very important, experience. We hunt because we love the challenge, the adventure, and the opportunity to experience God's creation in wild places. The desert got the best of us this time, but we'll be back. And next time, we'll be a whole lot wiser.